Welcome to the Indie Corner. We're talking about all things independent comics, specifically the greatest super comic book in the universe. Robert Kirkman's Invincible. I'm Mikey.
I'm Christian.
I'm Declan.
I'm Matt.
And today, people, as we said, it's a double feature. So we're another bonus episode for y'all. Yeah, man. The day has finally come last week. This week. A day early, which I was surprised. We got the first 3 episodes of Amazon Prime's Invincible dropped, the highly anticipated Amazon animated series on Amazon Prime that you guys can watch right now. So yeah, we're just gonna be giving our this is basically our review for the first 3 episodes that have premiered, and yeah, I'm excited. So spoilers ahead if you've not watched it, which I recommend you watch it. Because why would you be watching this if you didn't watch Invincible?
Yeah,
to watch the show. Because we're gonna go into very spoiler territory. Okay, so
I mean,
leave now.
If you've read the comic, there's not much to spoil.
Yeah, you can stay.
Right.
But like, if you haven't watched the show or haven't read the comic, leave now. Watch that, then come back. Uses. Okay. So yeah, so we'll just start it off, people, with our first impressions of the show. So I don't know who wants to start.
I thought it was pretty good.
I also thought it was pretty good.
I liked it. I enjoyed watching it. It doesn't do a whole lot very different, and I think that's all right. And it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, fun. Like, I think that's like the main thing. It was very nice to see a comic that I'm sure all 4 of us like hold dear converted like very lovingly, I think, to motion. I just thought it was very interesting. Like, you could tell that the creators and the people that were involved in making this cared for the source material so much so that they made sure everything felt and like almost like carried out the same way as like it did when you're reading the comic for the first time. It's just like it's interesting how accurate and how like faithful it is to the comics.
Yeah, and the cast is great. I think the cast is really, really good.
I'll say, because remember me and Matt, we watched this together. Yesterday?
We did, yes, yesterday.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I watched it with a complete smile on my face the entire time because it just took me back to when I first read Invincible, back when I was like in high school, and just complete like an awe of like how like all these characters and all like on like the and just the story. It was seeing it in animated form just took me back to that moment. I was like a kid in a candy store again, and it was so great.
Honestly, I think that some of my enjoyment came from watching you watching the show. Like, Mikey was having so much fun with it. Every character showed up. Mikey's like, it's the boy. Every single time, like, here's Donald. Like, Donald tells him Mikey's so excited. Like, oh, here's Art. We're gonna see the guy who makes Invincible's costume, and Mikey's jumping out of his seat. It's great.
Dude, we gotta represent our boys, okay?
I've never seen Mikey get so excited to see an old white man.
True.
Let alone
Very
2.
True. Yeah, but this show is, as again what Devin said, it's very, very faithful to the, not just for the look, because again Corey Walker is the character designer for this series, but just the way it's written, it's just so good, so good.
The jokes were also pretty good. Like, they did a good job with the humor. Some might say, like, I saw some people getting upset about how annoying Rex was. Like, that's kind of the point of the character. He wasn't written to be funny. He was written to annoy the audience. Like, you're supposed to hate him and not enjoy his presence. He's a bad person.
He's insufferable because he's supposed to be insufferable, and I think that works.
Like, it's a design choice that I feel like some people don't get, and I guess it would be hard to if you didn't know already like the purpose of his character and like how he turns out in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Dead.
And,
Yeah.
but I think I was telling this to Matt while we're prepping for this podcast we did earlier. But just because like we're just like around like an hour, so like well like 50 minutes worth of runtime, I think is around that age, like 40,
Episode?
yeah, like 45 to 50.
Like 40, I think.
40? Okay.
Then you have like the end credits, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I love the fact that like now because we said it plays the same way for the most part it does in the comic, but like because it's not more like again I even said this with like when we did Justice League because there's a lot more runtime now that they can add extra dialogue or like extra moments to get people to care about these characters a lot more, and especially like the stuff with Nolan. Again we'll talk about like the characters in the episode and stuff like that, but like the stuff with Nolan I think is a lot better in this than it is in the comic. But with the way they flesh out his intention as well as like his motivation and stuff like that from what we see, and also with Mark I think it's the same thing, like a lot more breathing room, a lot more conversation with him and Debbie and him and his dad, and it's really cool. Yeah, but this show is and Debbie, you said what's the rating on the show right now for Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, so on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is 99%. The tomato meter, which is like the critical acclaim, is 95%. Like on average, I've been seeing it get like kind of lukewarm reviews from the critics, because like the tomato meter, quote unquote, only measures like if it's like fresh or not. It doesn't really like account for like the how large the scale is for positive. So I've seen a lot of like sixes, a lot of not a lot, but like some sixes, some sevens for the show. And I think that very well could be because it's kind of paced like a regular cartoon. Obviously, it's not a regular cartoon, but like when I was watching it, I got the same feel as I got when I used to watch like Young Justice as a kid or something. Like you're just like captivated and on an adventure for 40 minutes. It's not some like big think piece, or likewise, it's not just like a punching fest. Like it's like a happy medium that I don't think if you're looking at it, if you're going into it critically and like looking purposely for its flaws or not to have fun like critics tend to do, I think you can find a lot of issues. But like if you actually just want to sit down and enjoy it, it's a blast. Like it's very fun.
For sure. So I'll just say just real quick, just a setup. So I was at our first impressions, and we'll talk about each episode individually, and probably some characters as well, and give our theories for what we think the season's gonna, our thoughts for the rest of the season, and then we'll just close it out. So yeah, so we all want to talk about the first episode of Invincible. I liked it a lot. I thought it was good.
Yes, I also like it.
Because I always when we always recommend Invincible like the comic to people, we always talk about like the first like 7 issues of Invincible. Well, leading up to 7 issues are always like pretty slow, and like just because it's all set up and then like exposition for like the characters in the world, and like then that moment happens at the end with Omni Man killing the Guardians of the Globe, and like that's when people get on board. This had the exact same effect because. Again, when we were watching, me and Matt were watching together, we had our friend Kayla who, like, again, doesn't shout out to Kayla in Suits for Student Shield, but like she doesn't know anything about Invincible or what have you. But then, while we were watching it, she was like, oh, because like again, because in the beginning of the episode, like we see like the Guardians of the Globe and all other stuff. And then she's like, oh, like come on, like that's Batman. That's like I've seen all this stuff before. Like, this is a typical superhero show. And you see me just like, drinking my lemonade, like looking at Matt, just like and then that when that time comes where Omni-Man starts wrecking fools, she was like, oh my gosh, oh what is going on, oh no, like it was just and I looked at her and I was like, so what was that about this being a show that you've
seen before? It's very jarring. I think it's almost more jarring seeing it animated. It's after only like a 40-minute episode or whatever versus reading this book for 7 issues. the violence feels a lot more, for lack of a better word, real in this episode.
Yeah, man. It definitely is.
Something that I don't know. I feel like the violence feels more real, but because of that, it kind of loses the satirical nature of like what the violence and like the combat represented, especially in early Invincible. Like it was so bloody and gory to purposely highlight how like ridiculous superhero fights would be. Because like Invincible started as a like large satire on like the comic superhero industry at large, but not like The Watchmen where it was like negative. It was like kind of poking fun, but like it still loved the medium, of course. So I think that is lost a bit in translation. I do also I think that some of the shocks and stuff in Invincible might not play as well if they do it exactly from the book, just because a lot of the stuff that Invincible pioneered has been adopted by other comics, other stories, other like mainstream movies and stuff. That like now that it has a chance to actually like shine in the mainstream, people might see the things that it originally did or created and be like, oh, okay, well, that's old. I saw that like years ago.
Yeah, word. I'm trying to think is like I just rewatched these. I'm forgetting what's happening in them. Like, thing is like it's kind of wild how like because again like Kirkman did say like they're gonna be updating stuff to make it like more fresh for obviously new audiences and all that stuff. The fact like Mark is a lot more like clumsier and stuff in this one, more kind of like more towards that like Peter Parker type role than he is in the comic. Because in the comic he's just a guy, he's just that like average kid, who's like, at that sweet spot of like high school, in that high school hierarchy. And here he's just like, he's a little more like more clumsier, more like a nerd, which I mean is fine. But yeah, I mean, and also like with the Guardians, man, we get a lot more fleshed out, more like even though like, again they're not on screen for very long, but like we get a little bit more like obviously them in action, as well as like especially with like the end towards the end of the episode where like we get like that post credit scene, if you will, like, again like the lead up to Omni Man killing them all, like their backstories, like what lives they live, when they're not being heroes and all that stuff. I think is really cool. But yeah, I mean, this first episode was pretty. It was again slow at first, and then once that episode hits, that ending hits, it grabs people, you know. Yeah, I'm trying. And also, what do you guys think of that? I have a question. What do you guys think of that? That's because remember Christian was talking about before, that security guard thing, because like they did that in the first two episodes with the security guard and follow up with him in the second episode. What are your thoughts on that?
I have no idea what that was.
When I immediately saw it, I thought that was how they were going to set the tone of the show by introducing him, having him have like a sob story, and then like having someone like smash into him and like kill him or something. Like I thought that's what his purpose would have been, but they didn't really set the tone of like what the series was going to be until the end of the episode, like in that end credit scene, which I thought was cool, and like a cool rendition of how Invincible didn't really show its true colors until episode or like the 7 issues. I think something has to happen to him. I don't think it's going to be a happy ending. Something. Maybe when like Mark and his father fight or something, like he's going to be in the crossfire. But I just don't think that he could be used as a tool for anything but advancing nefarious plots.
I think somehow it has to be related to Sinclair, because that kid looked awful lot like Sinclair. And I hope he dies, and that's what puts him on the track of mad scientistness and making the Reaniman.
Okay.
That's my theory, at least.
Matt, what are your thoughts on that scene?
I don't know.
I
He's
think
just
it's like
this guy who's in the show. I don't know what he's doing here.
the thing is like I thought of it. I mean, yeah, it was kind of weird, like having like these two episodes start off with the security guard and later we're seeing like his son. But like I think it's more of kind of like have to take a contrast of like like an actual like a father like this guy talking about like his relationship with his son, and then like we see Omni Man and Mark and their relationship, how like that's inevitably going to be a facade later on when Omni Man has that talk with Mark about like his true plans for Earth and like all that stuff. But yeah, that's what I thought it was. That was like a kind of like a cool contrast because this security guard this son isn't even his, but like he cares for this kid. Well, as Omni Man will later reveal that he doesn't really care for his son. Well, he does care for him, but for the wrong reasons. But yeah, that's what I thought about it. But yeah, we also get some Mahler twins in here. So, what are your thoughts on the Mahler twins? Our boys.
The voice acting is so good for them. It's
Yeah.
perfectly casted.
Dude,
And they're
Kevin
funny.
Michael Richardson, who's the actor, who's again an amazing voice actor who's done a lot of work. I'm a big fan of his stuff. He's a great voice actor. He's perfect for the twins.
I don't
Again-
think I heard one character like voiced that I didn't like the voice acting of. Like everything felt really natural to me.
I agree. I think the cast is amazing.
Mhm.
Rex's voice was very jarring, but like again, probably by
It's
design.
supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Besides that, everything just felt so like natural. Like everything was like they took it from my mind and then just like put it in the TV, and like that's how I just imagined everything, I guess, to begin with.
I think that Seth Rogen really stands out, but it doesn't bother me. I think it fits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
And J.K. Simmons as Nolan is so fucking good.
Dude,
Right.
okay, we'll talk
He's
about
the best part of the show.
them when we do the character stuff. But like, does anyone have any other thoughts on episode 1? Like anything anyone remembers for episode 1? Because I'm starting to forget stuff. That you thought was cool that stood out to you, or
No, I mean episode 1 was mostly just the trailers that we got. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, that's basically it. And again, just that twist at the end, the violence is just nuts. I think it's just crazy.
I thought Mark's makeshift costume was very cool.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, yeah, the fact that like just to play on comic book accuracy real quick, just the fact that like we actually see like his actual like homemade like costume is just I thought was so fucking fun. Like that was so fun. I think I have it
that
here.
entire scene where he's going through like the alleyway and stuff. It's just very cool.
Oh, we also saw fucking Titan. Voiced by fucking Academy Award winner fucking Mahershala Ali, which is he sounds different in this, which I was like, is that really Big Hirsch? I don't know. I kind of questioned it.
Big
But
Hirsch.
like, like we saw some Titan in there. Like really everything that happened in the comic is exactly what happens here. But the thing is, in the first episode.
I like Amber a lot.
Amber, yeah. Which again, I mean, like, voiced by Saucy Beats from Atlanta and Deadpool. I like how they're race bending the characters to the actors. I like how they're doing that. I mean, it makes sense. But it's just episode 1 was pretty good. This costume, dude. Like I love the fact that we got this costume. We fucking got Mark in Bulletproof's costume. Like it's just like it's art, man, by Mark Hamill. Like, oh god, like it's so good.
Yeah, the whole cast is good.
Yeah, so, is there any other thoughts on episode 1 before we go on episode 2?
Not really.
Something interesting, I guess. The series as a whole does a really good job with like using CGI in like this 2D hand-drawn environment. Like obviously like this Frozen frame, you could see the CGI quite prevalently, but like there's only like 1 or 2 times when like CGI was used that I could actually like tell it was actually CGI. One of them was like when they had like the army of the aliens in episode 2. Like that was kind of Yes, but like besides that, it never really stood out, and it did a really good job in making it feel more like alive, more like of like a real environment that these people were acting in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at a practical standpoint, I can see why 3D animation was used because, again, I mean, again, hand drawing everything is sometimes it's very tedious because you have to draw every frame of the buildings in like the mark in motion along with the buildings and like doing you can pull out various camera angles and stuff with especially for like the backgrounds with the army, yeah, like with the Flaxen Army in episode 2, which we'll talk about, like that is it's a lot more fake and like the contrast doesn't really fit well. But like I mean, I can see why they did it. I mean, like you can with 3D animation put as many models on the screen as you want, to get that look.
I think that when like a few scenes after this, I think when Mark is like running or flying down the alleyway, CGI is very useful in an environment like that because like you can actually see kind of like a 3D environment, him moving through it. And it does give you a better sense of like depth and like feel to it, like a momentum to it that you wouldn't have gotten with just like standard straight 2D.
Exactly. Yeah, any other thoughts before we go on episode 2? No? All right, so episode 2 of Invincible. So yeah, this is where I was just like, okay, so Omni-Man killed all these people, killed the Guardians. What now? And this thing, like, it's my favorite episode because we finally get introduced to the fucking team, and I'm just like, let's go. Like, I know Matt doesn't really like the team as much. I mean, a little because he's a hater, but I mean, I'm just kidding, Matt. Not really. But no, it's the wrong one. But I mean, it's just, dude, I love the team in this a lot. Like again, the casting again is the voice acting really really helps with the team a lot.
Yeah, the voice acting is consistently good. I feel like I keep saying that, but like it is.
Yeah, it is.
Voice actor.
Yeah, like because again, this is where we see like the Flaxen army show up, like the Flaxens who are always a pop in and pop out villain in Invincible. And again, the thing is like this is where like I thought like the flying scenes were like the strongest again because they're doing the whole. I mean, yeah, the army was a lot more. You can tell that was fake, but the more like 3D buildings, like Mark, like swooping past them all, weaving around in the lasers and the explosions and things was like really cool. And it just looked awesome. And then once the team shows up, I mean, they fuck shit up. I mean, it's awesome. It's so cool. I mean, and we see, and we actually like see like having like how they utilize their powers not just on panels but like on screen now, especially like Duplicate was so cool. I thought it looked really awesome, like when she would like would duplicate herself at the last second to like weave bullets and all that stuff, but then like they would still die. Like,
yeah, she was so useless in that fight. All she did was kill clones for the majority of the fight.
She was cannon fodder.
Yeah, everyone needs cannon fodder in a fight.
Yeah. Was this the same episode with Doc Seismic?
Oh no, that was episode 3. One. Yeah. Okay.
God, Doc Seismic was great though.
But the thing is, like, we get really cool scene in the beginning where, like, Nolan is recuperating because that's the thing that's different from the comic is that like Nolan passed out at the end, so people think that like he was also attacked along with the Guardians of the Globe, which I think is really interesting. Yeah, I don't know what anyone's thoughts on that, but I thought it was really cool. That's a cool subtle twist,
I like Demon Detective.
Okay, Demon. We call him Demon Rorschach on our podcast.
Yes,
I think it's interesting. He definitely has a bigger character, or a bigger presence in this series than in the comics. I wonder if he's going to like actually be like prevalent to the story.
Yeah. Because in the comics, he was basically just a bumbling idiot trying to catch up on this whole situation. Now he's more of a legitimate threat to Nolan.
Exactly. So like exposing him. We'll see if he discovers them months later after everybody else does, or actually discovers it first.
$67.
You know. But yeah, okay. Yeah, that was I like what's his name? Damien Darkblood, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He was a cool.
yeah, like he seems to be being set up as like the not antagonist. I don't know like the technical term to it, but like
He's like the linchpin.
Yes, the linchpin. I'm very excited to see how that goes. That's definitely going to be different than the original story, unless Omni-Man just like takes him out. Like
word. Yeah, word. I mean, that's gonna be something. I really want to see what happens with that. But yeah. Anything else happened in episode 2? I'm trying to think, like, they fought the Flaxons like what, like 3 times?
3 times. They kept coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then at the end, that's when Nolan came in, right? That because he was recovering all that stuff and like fuck shit up.
That scene where he killed like the entire Earth of like the Flaxons was
yes.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that because like the moment you see him in the portal and then like they go back to like Debbie and Mark and there's like, oh, like, it's like, again, the mundane aspect. It's like, oh, he's gonna come back eventually, it's no problem. And when you see like, him showing his true motives and like, hey, like when he literally said is like, hey, you guys don't understand what, like, that you were conquering the wrong planet, and then just fuck shits up. And then next he's when he murders all of them, he shows back up for dinner, like normal, and acting like, the normal guy that he is, That was so cool. Like, it's such a good juxtaposition.
Yeah, I think that was the second. I think the second best part of the episode after Alan, obviously.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. Fuck. I'm sorry. I forgot. Yeah. Let's talk about Is that Alan? Alan shows up in this episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about Alan real quick. Yeah, man. Our boy, Alan, the goddamn alien, shows up. Again, I mean, obviously asserting his dominance because he clearly fucks.
Yes, he does.
He does fuck. Yeah. So yeah, we heard Seth Rogen's voice come out of Alan's mouth. So what are your thoughts on that?
I like him a lot.
He got rid of his little thing. Didn't he have like a more pointier head?
In the future, I think, right? He goes through different renditions when he gets beat up, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if his head was that prominent.
Yeah, I don't remember his head looking so human. It just seems.
Oh no! Yeah,
no, I don't know. I thought this was right.
Yeah. I think the first appearance. He did have a more of like a flat top head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah. But the first appearance, Nolan fight him in the comics?
Yeah. Like they mentioned that they had history of fighting each other, like in the comics, yeah. But they kind of briefly mentioned that here as well. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think I like the voice, even though he's not in the show for very long. He's probably gonna come back later on, obviously. But like, I mean, I like the fact that like it's fucking Seth Rogen as Alan. Like, I thought it was so cool.
Yeah. I thought it really worked.
Oh, and the scene where he was just like getting seats for him, and he just like slides that rock towards him to take a seat. So cute. I love him. I love his character and everything about him.
I'm really hoping if this show is successful that we get more merchandise for Invincible, because oh my god, despite how like Invincible was probably Image's second biggest comic after Spawn, maybe, right?
Saga.
I would seem so.
I meant like at the time, like in like the 2000s, like Spawn, Dead.
I mean, like, it was more like it was Spawn. I'd say like Walking Dead, Saga. Then Saga happened, and that was a big success. And those are like the 4 big Image books at the time were those books.
Yeah, so. But like even like like Invincible definitely tapered off with the time, but like in like the early 2000s, like Invincible was kind of like, and The Walking Dead was kind of like their cash cow. and it's nuts how they didn't have like a lot of merchandise at all for Invincible.
It's funny because I just checked the store, the Skybound store. They added some merchandise for the show.
Really?
I might buy some.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That'd be nice to get some.
They got a beanie. They got a beanie that's a light blue beanie with a logo and it has like a bloody logo on it, and I want it so bad. But yeah, man, Alan, I'm fucking with Alan. I'm forgetting what did anything happen at the end of the episode like that was insignificant. Anyone can remember? Was there another post credit scene or no?
Not that I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. But this episode
wasn't that the one where Demon Detective came in and interviewed Debbie?
No, that was the last. That was episode 3, I think.
Or
was it episode 2? I think it was episode 3. Yeah, man, our boy Alan, man. Oh my gosh, dude, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with him later on.
No, that wasn't episode 3. Episode 3 was the one with Robot freeing the Muller twins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But anyone else have any thoughts on episode 2 before we go to 3?
Oh, that's when that kaiju is introduced. Reanimate kaiju.
Oh
yeah, the one that caused Omni-Man a little bit of a issue.
Yeah. Pretty. I like how they're subtly hinting that Cecil does not trust Omni-Man and is starting to develop the team to kill him. Very nice.
Yeah, was that reveal where probably happened in the third one. I think the reveal that like they're spying on the Graysons.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was still at the end of episode 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So. That was 2. Yeah, where they're spying on the Graysons. I like that. I love how again Cecil was more adamant on it than this one. He's not like more blindsided like he was in the comics. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Well, yeah, because I mean, Dark Detective almost like says to his face he thinks it's Omni-Man.
Yeah, and he's like, no, it's impossible. No, it can't be. And then he did that investigation reveal, like kind of permeated that idea.
And he's like, well, maybe.
Exactly. All right. But any other thoughts on episode 2 before we go on episode 3? All right, cool. So yeah, episode 3. This was the date, right? The date with Amber that he had, where like he didn't clean his fucking room, and William's like, clean your room. She's gonna look you're a slob. Here's some homework and like some books that she made that she's into. You can like speed read, which is dumb, but like it's I thought it was fun. Like this episode was pretty fun when it came to like the whole like Mark Amber aspect. I remember like Matt, our friends thinking that they like Amber and Mark. Mark and Eve. So like that was cool. Oh yeah, I forgot the episode started with the funeral. I forgot that's more important than the funeral. Yeah. So what do you guys say about like that funeral scene in the beginning?
It was interesting. I don't know. I don't think much got done with it. I think the more important part was when they got back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's important because it informed the stuff back home. I think that it was all really good performance from J.K. Simmons. I think that these like 3 interconnected scenes between the 2 funerals and the scene back at home was really good, and J.K. Simmons really carried it.
Yeah,
he's my favorite part of the show. He's so good.
Yeah, and I like the fact that like they had a public funeral, just like to have like get like the public charade aspect, but then they had a more intimate like secret funeral for like the Guardians of the Globe like loved ones and all that stuff. And that scene with Red Rush's his girlfriend who like had like a breakdown because she actually like they wouldn't let her see her husband, her boyfriend or whatever, which is kind of fair because like he doesn't have a head anymore. I was like I was really watching. I was just like oof, like damn, and
yeah.
I liked how Mark was saying like yo like I think Debbie I think it was either Debbie or Mark being like yo like no, like this could have been you, this could have been us reacting to like your death, like and no one wasn't taking it seriously.
Debbie's also great in this show, and I love her relationship with Mark. I think that they seem closer in this, and I like how they play with each other. I think they're I don't know, it's a really nice mother-son relationship. And I also think that this Mark wouldn't be so weirded out by Debbie being friends with Eve.
Okay, true. I'll give you that. I'm trying to think what else happened in this episode, man. Like, jeez. I mean, yeah, the funeral, the day with Amber. That was pretty. That was cute.
That awesome Doc Seismic fight.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sorry, yeah,
yeah.
Doc Seismic, dude. Because we thought Doc Seismic in the comic is a fucking joke, but in this one, dude, he's actually like he's a pretty good threat, and he's also a well, Christian, what do you say he was before? Like he's a social justice warrior.
Yeah, with a minor in women's studies
Yeah,
and dance.
Yeah, it's funny. Like when I was watching that, I was like, huh. There's probably some people that watch this and are like rooting for Doc Seismic.
Yeah.
yeah. He made one joke. I literally died laughing when we watched it. He was literally just like, yo, like when he throws Abraham Lincoln's face at those people. And he's like, yo, he emancipated the slaves, so he'll emancipate you to your doom. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh god. Dude, that Doc Seismic battle was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
They got rid of his gloves. That's a thing, right?
Wait. Oh shit! I just realized something.
What?
We missed. Was the okay? Yeah. So it was the new Guardians of the Globe recruitment in this one too.
Yeah.
I love that.
Talk about Monster Girl.
So
I love that so much. It's exactly how the comic went, and I loved it.
Yes.
Dude,
Monster Girl was great.
Our girl, Monster Girl, man. Dude, Bina Rex's fucking ass. And fun fact, it's Kevin Michael Richardson also voices the monster version of Monster Girl as well as the twins. So
that is a fun fact.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, no, that was so cool. I love that. And then we get to like Shrinking Ray, who's again a woman in this now. Which I think is cool. Yeah, I like that scene a lot. It's one of my favorite scenes in this episode. In episode 3. But yeah, that happened, and then the Mala twins got escaped, and then it was revealed to be Robot. I mean, again, we were like, this happened in like volume 2 or like volume 3, right? I
don't remember. It had to be something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, they're pretty moving along with what's going down. Obviously, we know like the reason why they did what they did. But obviously the audience doesn't. But yeah, this episode was a cool episode. I mean, the ending for it, I wasn't really, because it was just abrupt ending with this robot reveal. I thought like I needed a little bit more. But I thought it was a cool episode. You know, the first two are definitely better. But
I'm interested to see how much of the other material they include in the series, especially with like the Guardians of the Globe. Like if they're going to bring some of the stories that the Guardians of the Globe had in spin-off comics, or like in the Invincible Universe comics, and try and incorporate it into the show, or maybe we'll get a spin-off series. Who knows? But like
spin-off. Tech Jacket spinoff?
Christian voice audition. Yeah, be like, yo, audition.
I heard you were making a show about me. Oh, like the voice of it.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool if they tried to incorporate some of those stories into the series.
Yeah, I would love to see Brit.
Oh my god!
A couple minutes.
Oh my god! Okay. No, you know what? Having read a lot of those spin-off stuff, most of it's not very good. I don't need to see Brit. I don't need to see Brit in this.
I totally agree, except for Brit. I do need to see him in there. At least fighting that Jamaican guy. That's all I want. All I want. And then we gotta acknowledge that his real name's Brittany, obviously.
I hate Brit
Wolfman,
so much.
I don't give a shit about Wolfman.
Wolfman's not horrible. just not that interesting.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
I mean, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Well, so do you want to like go into like we gotta praise some of these actors, man. We gotta praise some of them. So we gotta go into characters right now. So like,
I thought we already
obviously,
did.
we're gonna do it more.
Okay.
because we have
yeah,
to.
they deserve it, I guess.
Yeah, but like, okay, so obviously characters, we're gonna again just go into more detail with these characters. So again, obviously, Stephen Yeun as Mark Grayson. I'm sorry, and we gotta put some respect in this man's name. I'm sorry, Academy Award nominee for Best Actor Stephen Yeun. Uh, yeah, dude, I'm really liking him because last time I saw him in like a voice acting role was in Legend of Korra when he was the first Avatar Wan. Yeah, that was good. So seeing him as Mark, I'm liking what he's doing with Mark. You can really tell with his acting, like he's doing a lot more, like sort of like Mark's, like not just like his passion for wanting to be like his dad, but like his insecurity as well. I think is really cool. But yeah. What are your thoughts on his performance as Mark Grace?
He did a good job. I remember like in one scene he had a quick little voice crack, which teenagers do. I like that little attention to detail in the voice acting. And
Exactly.
they kept it in. Very nice.
Yeah, I think the sign of a good voice actor is if you forget that like someone other than the character you're seeing is saying those words. And like all of the voice actors, that's the feeling I got besides Seth Rogen. And that's only because his voice is so distinct. Like after a little bit, like I did eventually like merge his voice with Alan the Alien. But like, yeah, like even J.K. Simmons, like nothing felt out of place. Nothing felt like it was like hammed in either. Like they were all very good at delivering their voice lines too. All of the cadence was good. All of like the like delivering of the sentence structure. No one sounded like a robot. Even Robot had some.
I was about to say even Robot.
I think the voice that stood out to me the most, other than Seth Rogen, was Eve's. But I think that might be because not too long ago I just binge watched all of Community, so
yeah,
I just hear Britta.
Yeah, just Gillian Jacobs. Yeah, I think she's a really good. I love her voice for Eve a lot. Like I think
it works really well. But I'm gonna get to be a little bit of time to personally get used to it.
Yeah, you have to rewire your brain a little bit. You're like, that's not Britta.
Yeah, exactly. They're different characters.
Eve, don't Britta this up.
What's it called? I just want to again. I want to give my thoughts on just J.K. Simmons' role as Omni-Man, which is like honestly, it's
in the show.
Dude. Okay, here's the thing. I want to say this real quick, man. Just like the fact that like with especially like with his dialogue and the way that like his cadence and like his tone with some of his dialogue as Omni-Man, like a lot of his stuff he's saying to Mark, like all this like the stuff that you like you expect, like what are you gonna expect, like with this new role with your powers and all stuff, has a double meaning to it by the way that he's saying it, and it's like what the hell? It's so cool, like like it has like a double meaning, especially like the way he lashes out when he, especially with Debbie, when it's like, oh, like don't question, like what are you questioning me? Like the way like his emotional like tendencies are coming out a little bit, and like Debbie and the other characters think he's like she's just being a dickhead, but in reality like no, like he's not what he seems to be, which I'm digging, and the fact that like as well, like sorry, I'm like losing my train of thought. Well, like it's a phenomenal performance, dude. It's so good. Like I just I'm digging it a lot, especially like again when we see my favorite scene, episode 1, where like he's training Mark, and then fucking he decides to like they're having a little punching, like a little sparring session, and like literally like, he punches Mark straight up in the chest, and Mark loses wind. It's like, Dad, what the fuck? And he's just not taking it that seriously. He just thinks like, because back in Viltrum, as we know as Ultramarine, that's how they are. Like they're just, they don't take no weakness. You know what I mean? So, dude, it's amazing performance. I'm loving. J.K. Simmons' Omni-Man is phenomenal, and plus, and the writing as well, because Kirkman I think is writing most of the episodes for the show. It's he's mastering the dialogue very well. So mastering the script. So
when they had the the other sparring scene, when he got angry after he was hit and was about to punch Mark, like that genuinely seemed like he was like annoyed or like angry. Pretty scary.
yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the benefits this show has over the book is that the show can't make you read pages of Kirkman dialogue. Those pages where he just dumps text all over the page and I complain about it every episode. Those can't be in TV shows, so that's really good.
Matt, you minored in English. Get over it. You like words.
I love words.
The sparring matches make me really excited for the scene where he gets his ass whooped. Like the first time that he got punched by his dad, and he was like, "Man, I was so shocked." Like that's what bothered me the most, with the shock of it. Even with the emotion coming out, where he's actually legit, his own father's gonna try to kill him.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised we haven't reached that scene yet. I thought that would have been within the first 3 episodes. Maybe it was farther down the road than I remember, but I feel like they have a lot of ground to cover in the next 5 episodes. Like I think Oliver is getting introduced before the end, and that's
yeah, he definitely will be.
That's a long way to go yet.
That menace.
Yeah, but who else is great? Debbie as well. Sandra Oh is Debbie. Is again really playing with that motherly figure, being very sincere towards Mark. I love that conversation they have in their backyard. After like Mark, has to step up to her and he's like, hold on. I birthed you. Calm the fuck down. And they have that talk where like, she doesn't feel like, which I think is you didn't really see that much in the comic. Well, like she feels like, she feels like she's not going to be able to connect with Mark because she doesn't have any powers. I think it's really cool conversation that they have together. It's very sweet. But I mean, she's also doing one of my favorite performances other than J.K. Simmons and Mark is Sandra Oh. Like she's doing a really good job. What's it called? What do you want? Who else is them? Also Zazie Beetz as Amber. No, we're like episode 3 was more showcasing a lot more like Amber's viewpoints and like towards like Mark and all that stuff. I'm digging it. I'm granted she's a sister now, which I love. I like her design and all that stuff. I mean, Amber's really good. I mean, it's gonna be kind of tough because a lot of people are liking Amber a lot, like especially like our friends Matt that watched it with us like her a lot more than Eve. It's gonna be tough to see like when she dates that dude and gets her ass beat. That's gonna be tough. And I'm wondering how they're gonna do it too.
I mean, you ruined my day just thinking about that.
I liked blonde Amber more than I liked Eve, and new Amber is infinitely more interesting than blonde Amber ever was. So yeah, I'm on Team Amber if that's a fucking thing.
I mean, because Mark is like the asshole there, right? Like he's the one that ruins that relationship.
Yeah.
So, there's no reason not to like Amber. Like Amber's just a good character. It's gonna be rough to like see that like 2 stage of her suffering. Probably gonna make it hard to redeem Mark as well.
Yeah. So we'll do a tally right now. Who's Team Amber? Who's Team Eve? Go. We got to get out the way now.
Bro, I didn't even think about this. And man, I have to put
Amber's the only choice here. Eve's whatever.
Like who do I want? Like who am I voting for in Mark dating, or which character do I like more?
Those are 2 different questions.
Yeah, you want to like answer both?
No, they're the same thing.
All right,
they're not the same thing.
No, but like, I think Amber's the better character, but I still want Eve to end up with Mark just so the end game doesn't change.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to deal with Mark being like this immortal, like superhero man, and then Amber's just like, yeah, I'm around. And there's a lot of sexual tension between Eve and Mark, and that's it. I don't want that.
I really like Eve. as a character. I think that they did a good job in making her and keeping like what made her special in the comics. I mean, also like it was still pretty heartbreaking, and I think it was episode 3 when she got cheated on by Rex. I don't know. I just right now I think that she's kind of like more fleshed out in the 3 episodes we've gotten.
Yeah, word. I mean, I'll say this: I love Amber a lot more than Eve right now. But at the same time, I know they're gonna end up with Eve. I'm not saying I don't like Eve in this. I do, but like Amber just outshines. But I mean, he's gonna be with Eve no matter what. That's like his rider. That's his end game. Like what Christian said. So, yeah. So I mean, lastly, if y'all want to talk about before we move on, like our final thoughts, like the teen team voice cast. I know because like I know Matt was excited, like Zachary Quinto is the voice of Robot in this, and he's great from what we see of him, as well as the voice of Rex being, I think is his name, Mansukas, and his last name like Chris Mansukas, the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine that who's the funny in Brooklyn Nine-Nine is. Yeah, I mean, I like the voice for the teen team a lot, especially the Guardians, the new Guardians from a tryout, like it's like Ray DeLisle, who's voiced like a bunch of characters in that we've seen in animated series, voicing Monster Girl, and then like fucking Sakari Payton, my dude Cyborg from Teen Titans is voicing fucking Black Samson. That's awesome.
Yeah. I better get a booyah in this, or else I'm gonna. Dude,
if he says booyah, I will lose my shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like the voices, I mean, all the voices are pretty outstanding so far. But I mean, like, I'm really liking Rex. I'm really liking Robot. I'm really liking like Black Samson and Monster Girl too. Yeah.
I thought it was interesting how early in the series they're making Robot do diabolical things, I suppose. Like I didn't hate Robot until like probably the comic where he pushes.
Choose your words carefully.
Oh, okay. I didn't hate Robot until he made his new armor.
Okay.
That's when I started hating Robot. So I think it's interesting that they're already giving people reasons to hate Robot.
Okay. I'm not sure if I know what you're talking about.
You don't.
Oh, that's why I was choosing my words carefully.
Yeah. I know what he means, but like none of y'all know what that means. But okay. I mean,
because I was under the impression that Robot's whole deal was they're making it look like he was bad, but really he was just a nice little tumor baby. And then the nice little tumor baby did a weird thing with the Rex clone, but no, he's a good guy though. So I guess he's not.
No, I mean, we don't know until we'll read it, but I mean, he's a tumor baby for now, so that's all that matters.
Not anymore.
Oh, well, I mean, now in the show.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, that's gonna be a little confusing for a little while, I think.
That is not Robot's full arc. He has another part of his arc that I'm sure you will hate a lot.
Okay.
Yes. But Christian, you want to answer that question you told us before that like we're like, why are you thinking this? It was pretty interesting.
All right. So when we were reading the comic, I just thought it was kind of weird that out of all the bodies to choose from, Robot chose Rex because he's an asshole. So I was thinking, what if in the show he picked a different body? And I think if he was going to pick a different body, it'd be something similar to the one in the comics rather than this new Rex, We go with comic book Rex. I think that'd be pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dug him out of a grave.
Yeah.
Even though I see where you're coming from with that, I feel like they're gonna do the Rex clone body. That's just how it has to be.
How it has to be. I don't know, man. Yeah, you're probably right. There's a whole arc with, well, not an arc, but a lot of dialogue with Eve and new Rex being like, it looks just like old Rex. It's weird.
There sure is a lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
All right. right. Well, is any other characters that like just small ones that people want to like mention real quick? Cecil. I like Cecil's
Oh.
coolness.
Donald. He's ugly now. That's cool.
What do you mean? He looks the
He's never
same.
pretty.
No, he really doesn't. He's got like DSL lips now. He's kind of chunkier. His neck's gone.
He's chunkier. I'll give you that. He is
a
chunkier.
little chunkier. But Donald never was a fucking model.
Never was a hot boy.
Yeah.
Kirkman gave Donald the lips that he gives literally every single woman in the show. They all have the same lips. It is insane. It is insane.
What's it called? I mean, yeah, Cecil's good. I like Cecil because like Walton Goggins voices Cecil. If he was an Ant-Man too, yeah, I like Cecil's voice, and I mean all the voices are great. But, like,
That's what Walter Goggins is best known for. Ant-Man 2.
I don't know what else he's in besides that. What is it like? Oh, Tomb Raider. He was in Tomb Raider as well. I think.
I think I know why they changed Donald. The original
Why?
Donald design looks an awful lot like Agent Coulson. Like
He does.
a lot.
That makes more sense. Yeah, now that you bring it up. But I still really wish Cecil had a more gravelly smoker voice. That's
Steve
just how I
Buscemi,
always imagined it.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi. That's exactly
So,
what
Yeah, Steve Buscemi.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, so we'll go to like our theories. So like, what theories do you like expect for the rest of the season to play out? I mean, it could go the same way. That's probably the case.
I have
William
this
is
really,
actually straight this
I have this
entire
really
time.
wild fan theory, and I need you
Okay.
guys to, to stick with me with this one
Okay.
All right.
because it's a bit much. So I think obviously Nolan's gonna have to fight Mark, right? Mark has to fight his dad. They have to fight, and they have to fight, and then I think Nolan's gonna have to leave because otherwise, like, he can't stay on Earth, or this story can't go anywhere. He's Omni-Man. He's too strong, so I think he has to leave because Mark can't kill him either. Even if he could, I don't think he would. So here's my theory. I think that he might fly to a planet full of bug people and make a purple half son that Mark can then raise like a brother.
Wait, hold up. Are you saying
part bug, part human, all purple? That's my theory.
Hold up. Let me get this
crazy.
straight.
I don't.
I should have muted the. I should have muted your ass the
hold
moment
on.
you opened your mouth.
No, I'm interested in this, and we need to dissect this. When exactly is he going to impregnate these bug people?
When he goes to their planet.
He goes to their planet, but like before or after the fight?
Oh, I have to assume afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nolan is going to do it, not Mark.
Yeah, Nolan.
Okay, cool. Because what I initially thought, well, he was going to make an ally. Okay, all right.
That's almost as nuts as a giant white lion coming from outer space and waging war against Mark out of nowhere. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Anyway, that's my theory.
Or Mark teaming up with a eco-terrorist T-Rex.
That is truly far. That wears a metal diaper.
Come on, that's season 2 or season 3. I don't know.
No, yeah, I think season 2 is gonna have the blue outfit. I think that's gonna be like the fresh revamp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, there's probably isn't any theories because it's probably about the exact same way it does. But I mean, again, but those subtle changes that they'll make, they probably did. They'll probably do. As we said, with like dialogue or just character moments, stuff like that. That's going to be the only change.
I have a theory. That dad guy that stepdad is going to die in the last episode.
Oh,
and,
definitely.
His son is going to be the supervillain of next season.
Did I not just say this?
I think you just said that.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
I said this twice.
I emphasized your theory, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that.
No problem.
It's gonna be Sinclair.
Just as Matt emphasized Robert Kirkman's theory.
Oh, wait a minute. One thing I need to real quick talk about because we didn't talk about it earlier. The title card. I hate it. I hate it. I think
What
it's
did
so
you finish
stupid.
the sentence?
I'm not again. I'm on the opposite fence. I think it's so funny. I don't know why. I think it's just dumb, and
I'm
I think
happy
it's
for
stupid.
you.
That's why I like it.
I'm happy for you. I'm glad you like it. I think it's just too dumb.
I think
It's
it's
not
gonna
horrible.
get tired. I think it's gonna get tired really quickly. Because
Exactly.
how many sentences have the word invincible in it? You
Exactly.
gotta
And they're gonna
eventually.
do it for every episode, for every season. This thing is so long. No, I'm
Right.
already done with it. We're 3 episodes in. This could be. It's gonna way overstay its welcome.
I think it's probably going to be the first season. And then, like, in the last episode of the first season, someone will actually be able to say his name. And then they'll have, like, a different title card. I don't think we're going to get a name drop until.
I think Matt's mad just because he wants an actual like anime intro. Like, he wants like the full on anime intro, music, all that stuff.
I don't
Just
need
imagine an
any
anime intro
intro
for
necessarily.
Matt, you're assuming that the title card has to come in the beginning of the episode. In the
I'm
first
not.
episode, it came at the very end. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, so him
might be
like
the-
flying onto a scene and people being like, oh, it's, and then Invincible pops up. Then they go back to the scene. Like, that could easily happen in every episode.
What
Like,
if they do it like Full Metal Alchemist, where it's just like invincible, break comes back invincible. You know what I'm talking about with the commercial breaks? No? Yes? Anyone watch Full Metal Alchemist? Come on, it's a really popular. What?
I
How do
don't
you
care
guys
about
not know
the
about
Alchemist.
this?
Wait a minute.
No, what the fuck? It's a fantastic
This-
anime.
Okay, I don't like the title card because it's dumb. Even if they did find a way to make it work for every episode, it's still dumb.
it's all right.
It's fine.
I'm probably gonna stop after the.
Wait, the question is, if there's multiple times of them saying Invincible, are there multiple title cards?
Yes, every single time.
Okay, they
And every
said
single
we're
time you say
invincible
it
in the
goes
show,
faster.
and this conversation is going in a direction I did not expect.
Matt, why are you mad? Why are you mad, bro? You don't like the tangent that we're going on right now about the title card? I'm just kidding.
They've
right.
said the word invincible in the show. Omni-Man, at least, at the very least, said it during the conversation, the whole catch conversation. They can say the word invincible. The title card doesn't stop them from saying the word invincible. It's just a dumb title card setup.
Well, it
I don't
stops
think
them from
it's
saying his
not-
name.
It's not like a meta joke. It's just stupid.
Like, they can't say Invincible as in the name Invincible. Like, they can't call Mark Invincible.
No.
That's the rule. Like, that's
Mark
just
calls himself invincible.
no.
Yes.
No,
They had there's a whole conversation where Eve's like, "Oh, your name's Invincible." That's kind of hard to say in conversation. My name's Eve. It's easier. It's like, "Oh yeah, Invincible's a whole mouthful." The whole running gag through the 3rd episode. They say Invincible all the time.
Yeah,
This is fucking stupid.
No, you don't remember? Wait, you don't remember the title cards?
Yeah, they're like I
every
said,
time.
they go faster after the first one, and it gets
Yeah.
faster and faster. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm loving this. I'm just
Like,
loving this.
They paused the fight of him fighting Alan, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm," and then it paused and showed Invincible, and then he was like, "Oh, you're," and then it paused and showed Invincible.
I'm having a stroke.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but so off of that tangent, so any like final thoughts on this show? I'll say one thing I didn't like, and I think Matt and Declan will agree. They changed Science Dog to Seance Dog, and I'm not about it.
Yeah.
It's
Science
Doctor
Dog is a good
Strange
name.
as a dog.
Dude, it's sacrilege. Okay.
Awesome.
So when fucking the Martian comes to visit Mark and shows up a Seance Dog and not
It's gonna
Science
be a
Dog,
dog,
fuck
stuff
that.
like Doctor Strange. How do you not like that versus another dog with pants? That's it. That's all Science Dog is.
Pants with a cool gun
That's all
and,
he is.
and a jetpack. Fuck you.
Oh,
I
fucking Jack.
think-
Oh, what the fucking do? It's a fucking
I think
backpack.
there's one way of solving this. If you go to skybound.com right now, you can order a comic, a volume of Science Dog You cannot order a volume. Yeah, they made a Science Dog comic, right?
Yeah, I've been saying that we're gonna talk about it for the past like 2 months.
You can read the comic of Science Dog. You cannot read Seance Dog. No,
and that's a crime. That is a crime against humanity, and I will take it up with the highest officials. And you can't read a comic about Seance Dog.
Fuck Seance Dog.
And there will never, mark my words, there will never be a spinoff called Seance Dog on Amazon Prime.
I will die on this hill. Seance Dog is superior.
Okay, here's the thing. I like Seance Dog. I like Science Dog more, but I like Seance Dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, just don't see what I see. The beauty.
Did they
of a
change
dog.
the dog breed as well?
What happened?
What?
Did they change the dog? Like that's the dog
like
is
the breed of dog?
Yeah.
He just looks like it looks like a dog with just like an outfit. It doesn't even look like a humanoid terrier dog or anything like that.
It looks like I really like the
dogs that look like they have mustaches.
Yes.
Dog.
Yeah. I love dogs that look like they have mustaches.
But my actual final thought:
of dogs are the only dogs in Filtrum. Since they all have mustaches. Obviously, right?
But my actual final thoughts though are that this show is great, and I'm excited to see more of it, and I'm excited to see how it ends. And that's
I gotta get dinner because I'm fucking hungry. So let's wrap this up. Final thoughts. It's good, and I'm gonna watch more of it, and then we'll talk about more of it later. I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I think we'll probably do the next 3 episodes for our next review, and then the last 2 after that. That'll probably be a lot easier for everybody. But yeah, any other final thoughts, Christian, Declan, before we head out?
Okay, let me put you in a scenario right now. The year is 2025.
Is it a scenario?
The year is 2025. Invincible season 4 is out. The Vulturemite wars are happening. Like, they have so much. Like, I don't know. It's such a big task to surmount, but I'm so excited to see like how they tackle the future events and stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's because there are a lot of characters and a lot of storylines, and it'll be interesting to see how they tackle all of them.
Y'all actually think they're gonna last that long with it?
I'm praying.
From beginning to end, to do all 144 issues from beginning to end. That's a lot of seasons.
I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but maybe.
I will buy as many Amazon Prime packages I need to keep this show on the air.
Word. Christian, you have your thoughts? We'll bounce.
After season 4, Seance Dog, season 1, guaranteed, without a doubt. Calling it right now.
Oh my gosh!
In all reality, I would love a spinoff of Invincible's daughter. Like, I think that'd be really cool.
I don't know. That'd be cool.
I don't know unless I don't know if that's some fan fiction shit or if that's how the
it's a fan fiction that Declan.
I don't know.
It's the aborted fetus. Remember?
Yeah.
In this world, it wasn't aborted.
Wait,
all right, shit, we're done. This is dope. You're crossing notes.
I am so confused.
Thanks for watching our review,
guys.
You
don't remember that you got an abortion?
Oh my, Christian, shut up.
I don't remember that one.
You don't? Yeah.
Christian, shut up. Okay, we're done. All right, thanks for watching, everyone, or everyone who will watch this. All right, we appreciate it. Go watch Invincible right now. The first 3 episodes are on Amazon Prime and are be coming out weekly after that. So get on that. So, Christian, want to do a quick outro real quick?
No.
All right. Wash your damn hands again. And we'll catch y'all later. All right.